evening, my YouTube audience. This is Paul, and I am joined by none other than Esabelle.
You guys are finally here. You're in a nice Oklahoma heat.
Well, finally here again is the key factor, because I actually met her back in 2022. Hope you guys have watched the vlog for it. And the hotel room that I'm staying in is the exact same as the one I stayed in last time. Wasn't even trying.
And it's my favorite number, too.
Really?
139 is my favorite number.
What's the history behind that?
Because my freshman year, which was my favorite year of high school, that was my locker number.
Oh, wow. So it's like God wants this to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have the same painting as we did last time, thankfully no longer damaged. We're sitting on the same bench, same TV, filming from the same spot. The only thing I don't recognize is that painting over there. So that might be new, but it looks like everything else is pretty much exactly the same.
I think I remember that.
No?
I think I do.
Maybe my memory's going.
There it is. Do they have to give, info on the whole breaking the picture?
Yeah, they can watch the other video.
That's one way to get views.
I never thought I'd be saying that for my channel, but hey, give me a view on the other video. It's only one more view. It's not gonna kill the algorithm, I guess.
Just one, guys.
Yeah, just one. So, as someone who is very driven by nostalgia, this is incredible that I'm wearing the same shirt that I did last time. These are the swim shorts that I wore. I think those are the same shorts that she wore one of the days. Not the first day, but one of the days.
I think so. I think you're right.
And then your hairstyle has hardly changed a bit.
I like my hairstyle the way it is.
And overall, it's just so cool to be back seeing someone that I only know through YouTube again. 2 years later, you can check the VOD's date. Is it a VOD? Vlog. You can check the vlog's date, and it'll say that was in 2022. This is in 2024. This is real.
Well,
is that an obscene gesture?
What did you
I just did that.
It might be like a gang sign. So.
Oh. There we go.
That wasn't what he meant. We come in peace, everybody.
Even the way you're talking right now, like when you're bantering with my jokes, reminds me of that former video, and I don't think you're trying. I think it's
still
just
the same person, so what's gonna happen?
You're the same person? I never would have guessed.
It's a shocking.
She's the same person.
Not an alien?
I can't always guarantee that. There's some alien traits about me, but
really.
You reference those every time you talk about INFJs and how they function.
Oh yeah, they are quite mysterious.
He said it himself.
Well, we don't want to take up too much time because we did get here a little bit later than I expected, so we're going to keep this brief. I'm just really glad that I can be in the same room with the same person, same everything. Now, the next time we film, we are going to be wearing swimwear. I know at least one of you has mentioned that kind of makes you uncomfortable, so I will have a timestamp somewhere around here once I get home to edit that you can skip to if that bothers you, but I hope you won't. She has a very modest swimsuit. It doesn't even show cleavage. It shouldn't bother you at all.
Yes.
But just in case you somehow are still triggered, the option's there.
Options are good. Yes, and it is very modest, just one piece, black, nothing fancy, So hopefully it's not too much for anybody. I tried.
Yeah, with girls' swimsuits, you really do have to try.
Yeah.
So with that, we will see you guys tomorrow, and hope you're enjoying seeing us again. Bye for now.
Good night, guys.
We are here at Hurricane Harbor. I hope you can hear us okay over the blaring music. I'm not a big fan of it. Do you like this music?
I enjoy the music, but that's me. Everyone is allowed to have their preference. It's a free country.
Yeah. So this is a way bigger park than what we did last year because this is an official water park. Whereas the last one, what would you classify the other one?
It was more like just a glorified pool, whereas this one we didn't need to go to last time, but it was closed at the time. But we're finally here. We finally made it.
Oh yeah. So now we're going to get the experience we should have had 2 years ago. How are you feeling about all this?
It was probably like 9 years ago the last time I was here. I love this place and I'm so excited to show Paul and Teresa behind the camera what this place is like. Oklahoma is beautiful whenever it's not getting swept away by a tornado. So they're seeing the best parts of it right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited myself. I haven't been to a water park since, well, I guess it wasn't that long ago. I went to Kalahari last year, but I am still pretty excited for all the possibilities of being at an official water park outdoors, because Kalahari was indoors. Because I used to be afraid of the water, as I think most of my audience knows. And I think I'm over my fear of the water, but I just want to keep proving it over and over again just because I can.
You've come a long ways.
Well, thank you.
Indeed.
So we also wanted to take this opportunity to like promote body positivity. So yay for the bodies we were given. You want to spin around and be happy about it?
Ta-da!
Do you want to give my audience a message about like, you know, body acceptance and if they're like struggling with any self-image or anything like that?
Oh, you asked me last year and I hardly know what to say, but listen to the cliches. They are typically true, that you are beautiful and really what matters is your health and your ability to love yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would agree with that. Like, a lot of people, what they think is ugly, everyone else says is beautiful. So, like, if I say, oh my gosh, I look like a wreck, probably no one else is going to agree with me.
That's true.
So I would say just try to listen to the general public, but, like, don't listen to them too much, because they might also try to say things like, oh, your body, your choice, whereas we believe that God did not make mistakes. And so we're just happy with the natural everything. And just, I think if you are struggling with body image, talk to some friends. That's how I got over mine. I used to hate my body, but after meeting great friends like her and other amazing friends, now I just love being in a swimsuit. I love swimming. I love all this body positivity stuff.
Yes, you do. I can tell he's been radiating enthusiasm the entire time that he has been here.
Is that why
And
you're wearing sunglasses? Because I'm radiating?
oh, I forgot. I need to take these off and put them in the locker. But he has been so excited for this, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him actually get on some rides today.
Well, I am too, so let's wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching, audience. We will probably be much wetter the next time you see us. So for now, hope you enjoy.
Bye, guys!
Hello again, everyone. We are back from the water park. If you're wondering why we're still in our swimwear, it's because the last time we went down a vlog, we wanted to do a before and after to see how much our hair got wet and to show what happened at the water park. But it was really loud there. There was a lot of blaring music. The sidewalks were like so hot that we were like...
It's Oklahoma summers, so it's probably triple digits out there right now.
Yeah, so we decided we were just going to pretend that we're at the water park. So you can just envision behind her a bunch of slides and screaming kids and all that. There, she's there. So what were some of the high points and the low points of the water park? I can already guess what the low point is. The sidewalk, right?
The sidewalks were way too hot, when my feet are not used to that, so... Oh, we really should have brought water shoes. I think that would have solved a lot of problems, and I know you did not like the texture of like the wave pool floor.
Yeah, because it felt like there were spikes going into my feet, because it looked like it was like a rocky type of texture instead of the usual smooth floor you get when you're at like a swimming pool.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just not used to outdoor water parks. So maybe that was something that I thought was only a Kalahari thing, but apparently is just a regular thing.
It's a regular thing. I think they usually have the texture so you don't slip. So I think that's why. But yeah, water shoes would have taken care of both those problems, but we didn't really have them today.
Oh well. But I think the highlight was, well, I liked it whenever there were like sprinklers coming out of the hoses so that we could like cool off. And I liked the rides where we were like all on a tube and like sliding down, and we got like splashed by a waterfall on the way down, and when she was shocked by when there was a sudden jump.
He always goes for the most sadistic parts and zooms in on those.
Good thing I don't know editing, because I could have zoomed in on your face right then and there to really add in.
Well, as your editor, I have full reign over what exactly gets edited. So
that's assuming I let you edit this vlog.
I feel like that's a threat.
Do you want me to let you edit this vlog?
I didn't say I wanted you to, but the fact that you're like, well, you're not gonna edit it, and I feel like you're gonna like, okay, it's worth it to learn how to edit, how to zoom in on her face. I feel like you're gonna do that.
We will postpone the vlog just so that she can edit it.
I can just zoom in right now.
No! Well, you just came from a water park. You wouldn't be so cruel.
Were there any rides at the water park that you didn't like?
No, I love waters. Love water anything. Like, I remember back in high school and college, I used to go with my best friend and we just spend all day at a water park or pool. Anytime we go there, I love the water and I do not get the experience enough. So all of it was a highlight. And there's a lot of nostalgia there too. It's been 9 years since I've been to Hurricane Harbor in Oklahoma City, so it brought back some good memories. And now some new ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think overall it was a pretty fun time besides the scorching hot sidewalk and the music blaring. But I really liked just about all of the rides. I enjoyed how for one of the slides we had a guy that had a Coke cup that he would keep scooping up the water
and splashing
us, and we actually liked it.
He lives in Oklahoma. He knows what's what.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then I also just, as you guys know, I'm also just such a body positivity advocate, and like, there's not too many other places besides like something sexual where you can just be in, for the most part, the body that you're given, and not too many people are gonna think too hard about it.
Yeah.
I wish we could film this whole vlog in body positive clothing, but you gotta think about the audience a little bit. That's why we had the skit earlier.
Yeah. Then, I mean, there are regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, would you say that this was better than the last time that we went to a water park? Or would you say that they both had their strengths and weaknesses?
I think that they both had their strengths and weaknesses. This one definitely was much larger, much more to actually do there. The other one was more limited, but I think that overall there is a lot more nostalgia there, so I'm personally biased. I remember going there a lot more. So there were a lot more memories to kind of rehab whenever I went there. So, and besides, we had a really good time there.
Yeah, I don't think we had a bad time at either water park.
Oh yeah, we had a great time.
I would say this one might have felt just a little bit worse because it had the music,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the rides were better.
Yeah, definitely, the rides are better.
And it didn't take as long to walk between them because it was a smaller park, so we weren't like constantly doing tap dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
almost forgot to mention the wave pool. That was pretty fun. It wasn't as impactful as it was at Kalahari because of the rocky texture, but it was still pretty fun to be lifted up and then lifted down and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Although whenever she did the backstroke, she just never seemed to be able to notice when there was someone behind her, which, you know, to be fair, it's not like
sky, so
not like you have eyes on the back of your head. They say girls have eyes on the back of their heads. So, do you see what's behind there?
Hand.
I guess it's true.
I think it would have to be here while I'm swimming, though, because that's the part
true.
that would have to be on the top of my head. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staring up into the sun in this one, hopefully not directly at the sun, but the sky. So it is a little difficult. So I was running into children. That's my specialty. At water parks and dances, I'm always barreling into children. I don't know how I always do that.
Maybe it's because you're actively trying. I gave her a new nickname at this trip called the Human Torpedo.
We're not supposed to make that public. This is gonna get back to my channel, I just know it.
Do you want me to edit that out of the video?
No, you can leave it.
Well, I came up with that because there was one point where she was just swimming so hard that she just rammed into Teresa. And I was like, well, your swimsuit's all black, and you were like swimming forward, so you kind of looked like a torpedo.
I think I need a floral bathing suit, guys.
Mm-hmm. So you can just edit that in there, just what she's wearing, but with flowers all over the place. That's her new look. So overall, would you say that you think this is the highlight of the trip, or are you more looking forward to tomorrow's agenda?
I don't know. OU is an amazing place, and I love sharing it with people. The last person that I brought, who came from Kentucky, and he's a library lover, he was practically having a heart attack whenever he saw that library. It's beautiful, it's huge. I don't know which is going to be better. So I think it depends on just how the day goes, as opposed to the activity itself. So if it goes well, smooth, we can find food. We'll have shoes on, so that's already a pretty good step in the right direction. No pun intended. But that was an accident, I promise. But we will have shoes, there'll be AC, and there should not be tons of loud music.
That's good.
And I believe that AC is a godsend. So
Well, in that case, we had a couple more just casual stuff that we were going to do tonight, but by the time we film again, we will, I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do this yet, but we will try to show off some scenery of OU. We'll have a couple of stuff for my end of year videos that you guys will see along the line. And if we don't film it, we'll talk about it.
oh yes, we'll keep you guys in the loop.
Alright, so thanks for watching and we'll see you around. Hello again, my audience. We are here at Oklahoma University, which is very nostalgic for her.
Yes, it's my alma mater. This is where I earned my psychology degree. I graduated in 2018, so it's been a while. A few things have changed, but I just love showing people my world here.
Yeah, I wasn't particularly like, we gotta go to OU, but my travel buddy Teresa really did, and she wanted to show off some of her nostalgia, so I decided I would tag along, and we ended up having a lot of fun. There, I won't spoil it just yet because it's coming up, but there's a certain area of OU that I thought would be perfect for one of my end of year videos, and that's why she's dressed up like this, is there's a specific reason for it that I'll let you guys ponder about in the comments.
Yeah.
But she figured, you know, it's good enough casual wear that she could just wear around.
Yes, I dress like this naturally all the time. We have a very special project that
works
I'm
well
just
with her
using.
natural stuff.
Oh yes.
So what has been your favorite thing to show us, and what do you think was like your favorite reaction?
Oh, definitely the favorite thing to show anyone, you and anyone else that I've brought here, is the Esabelle Memorial Library here at the University of Oklahoma. So beautiful, beautiful architectural, beautiful art, so many lovely displays there. It's a little bit scoopy this time of year because the semester has not started, but the architecture never leaves, and that's the highlight of it.
Yeah, I do think it was quite nice. One of them didn't allow us to talk, so like Teresa being quite the extrovert, I could tell that she was like just really wanting to say something but had to just hold it right in there a little bit. I was really liking the silence, but I don't want to be silent too much on this trip because I'm here to see you, not to be contemplative. I'll take my naps and have my quiet time later.
Well, we did have quite a kick yesterday whenever we were reading the different personality types, and Paul here has been told that he's actually an ENFP.
Well, I don't know.
And that was a riot.
I don't know how much of my audience knows what that means because I have like different audiences for different videos. So do you want to give like a non-psychology breakdown of like what someone thought I was in just general terms so that they know what you're talking about? Basically, there's someone who thinks I'm a certain way, but she insists that I'm not. So do you want to tell the audience what that means?
Let's put it this way. We've had someone think that Paul is a very, very opposite personality of how he really is, and I know him in person as well as I work with him, so I would say I know him fairly well, and he's not what some people have thought he was just based upon his YouTube persona.
Well, I don't like to think I put on a persona at all. I think I'm genuinely just being myself when I talk on the camera. But I will admit that like sometimes I have a background in acting. So like sometimes I'll like pretend to be someone else, or I'll put on a dramatic show, but I think it's pretty obvious that I'm acting, that I'm not actually being myself. And I am a jokester. but I don't think being a jokester automatically means that I'm this bubbly, enthusiastic person all the time. I think I am a relatively talkative person, but also like very reserved, and I like my traditions, which this other type does not.
Yes, this other type that someone thought he was a type of personality that loves new experiences and does not like to repeat old experiences.
I mean, if you've seen my
boy.
end of the year lists, that should tell you how much I love my traditions.
And whenever it comes to your persona, I would say that it's not that you're being dishonest in any way, in whenever I say persona, but rather that you have a wisdom and responsible nature whenever it comes to how you present yourself. You're not just giving all personal information about yourself, which is wise.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain things that I don't like saying on my channel. There are certain things I haven't even told her about myself. Not much, but there are like maybe 2 things I've never told her before. So even among my absolute closest friends, I
Yeah.
still have a certain level of reserve, whereas I think
Yeah.
that other type does not.
Yes, so your persona is not dishonest. It is you, but parts of you, not, every single part of you air to the world, because you know what you're doing with your internet safety.
Yeah. So this is the last major highlight of the trip. So I guess it would probably be safe to say that we'll probably film one more time near the end, just so that we can give our thoughts on the entire trip overall and just kind of like an overview. But what would you say is one highlight of the trip that really stood out to you that you want to tell the audience?
Therese and I getting to laugh about how the personality that he was assumed to be, just how far off it really was.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. It's hard for me to pick a highlight because I've been having so much fun.
Yeah.
But I think I'd say that there was a moment during that time where I wanted to tell them a little bit of background of what my motivations are, and so I got a little bit emotional, not crying or anything, but I expressed myself more than normal, and I just really appreciated how understanding and listening you were.
I appreciate how vulnerable and honest you were.
Yeah, I'm glad that I trust you enough to be willing to do that.
I am glad too that you trust me, and I also trust you greatly.
I'm glad to hear that.
I wouldn't have let you come meet me in person if I did not trust you.
That's fair. You know what? That is very fair.
Yeah, people you meet on the internet, you don't know. So, yeah, I have not met very many people I've met on the internet first in person. You're one of the few.
I mean, I still think it's mind-blowing that we knew each other through each other's YouTube channels, and we've met up twice, despite her living, I don't want to say exactly where I live, but 13 hours away. It's crazy.
Yes, very long way away.
There were a few times where she slipped up in mentioning where I live, but thankfully I'll be editing those out. See what I mean about not trying to give out too much personal information?
Yes, very wise.
So are there any closing thoughts you want to give to the audience before we get into the grand finale after this?
Ooh.
I said last words last time we visited, and you thought that it was like a funeral vow, so I changed my words so that you wouldn't get uncomfortable this time.
I mean, okay, here are my last words. Watch him if you're around him. He does try to kill you. I know he's plotting against me still. See the last vlog if you want to know what I'm talking about.
Too bad we didn't get that on camera,
What?
because they might think you're a liar.
It can be proven in a court of law.
Well, for now, I'd like to say that I know that an opportunity like this probably isn't going to happen to most of you, but the fact that it can happen should give you hope that you really shouldn't give up on anything that you really want to do, unless, I don't know, it's biologically impossible. But if you have a certain aspiration, or if you're dead in despair, know that if you have enough determination, if you have good friends, if you're frugal with your money, you can make it work. I've made it work twice, and when I first met her, I never would have imagined it would have even happened once. And we only met 2 years after we became friends.
Yeah.
So I think
It's
that's
pretty crazy.
I think that's a testament to how amazing you are. Is that you? I think with a lot of my other friends, I would have waited a heck of a lot longer than that.
Yeah, and one of these days I'm going to make it to where he lives.
Yeah, I'm looking
That's the
forward to it.
plan.
I don't have as much cool stuff to show you, but I'm just hoping.
Teresa's signaling that she does. So,
I'll try to invite Teresa along,
yes, please do.
and I'll try to invite my other friends from where I live along as well.
Are they extroverts?
2 of them are.
Oh dear.
I do have one
That's a lot
friend
of
who's
energy.
I do have one friend who's an INFJ,
That'll
but
be
she's like the.
easier.
Oh, my audience doesn't know what that means. I have a friend who is a very similar personality type to her, albeit much more warm and expressive. Not that she's not, but this person is more warm and expressive than she is.
I think I have my competition, guys.
All right, so we will see you one more time, but for now, I really appreciate you guys coming along. Thank you, Esabelle, for being willing to give us the tour and letting us go to the water park, and for the more laid-back stuff to come. I wish we could show you more of what we filmed, but I'm saving that for the end of your video. But based on what she's told me, I think you guys are in for a real treat. Teresa, you want to quickly say if you think it's worth it?
Yes. I think OU's campus is very beautiful, and if you ever get a chance to visit it, it is well worth coming around and walking and seeing all the beautiful brick and new buildings.
Not quite what I meant, but good enough. All right, we will see you guys later. So you all have a great day for now.
Bye, guys.
Hello, my audience. We are here at the final stretch of our vacation. If you're wondering why the sound quality might be ever so slightly different, it's because we ran out of room on my phone, and so we're using Esabelle's camera to film the rest of it. But hopefully she's a good enough editor where she can like stabilize it so that it sounds close enough.
I can do my magic.
That's good. Just don't tell God that, because you know what he says about magic in the Old Testament. Doesn't stop me from liking Harry Potter, though. But that's another discussion. Anyway, we are at the final stretch of our vacation. Well, I guess it's my vacation technically, but
It's kind of one for me, too.
yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Because you came to visit me at the hotel. So we already did film a sort of outro for the end of year video, so I apologize if anything we're saying is a bit redundant. But we just wanted to just reminisce about the trip as a whole and talk about what we liked and didn't like. We do still have a few things left, but it's mostly just minor stuff. Like we might watch a movie.
Have dinner.
She might be showcasing a few things from our end of year projects.
Very
but
chilled rest of the day.
we're back, or we're at the final stretch of the major stuff. So would you like to? We've said this in so many takes now, so let's hope it's still fresh.
Yes.
Would you like to tell the audience 2 things that you didn't like and 2 things that you loved the most about this trip? And yes, it can be about me. I can take it.
Okay. I would say one thing that I did not like about the trip is the heat. It was cooler before the visit, and now it got hot again. And the second part was we had a few surprises in planning, like the water park. It had been quite a while since I had been there, and they had a few new rules that I was not aware of, and we went to a restaurant a little too early before it was open, things like that. So there were some minor hiccups throughout the trip, but nothing too big. As far as things that I liked, are you really gonna make me pick just 2?
If you can do more than 2 if you want, I just figured.
Can I say all of it?
Sure, yeah. Go for it.
Yes.
But maybe I should list my low points first
Yes,
if you're
you
going to
go
do that
ahead.
much. So the low points for me were I did not like the sidewalk at the water park. I think Esabelle can agree with me.
Oh yes, we need water shoes.
It was, it felt like my feet were on fire, literally. And the texture going into the wave pool was like really rocky, and it felt like there were like all these spikes tearing into my feet, and I was like seriously worried that like the rest of the trip I was going to be like hobbling, because even after I put my shoes on, it was still painful to walk across the parking lot. And I think I got sunburned on my shoulders, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Yeah, I think, and also just sometimes we have a little bit of personality clashes. Like I'm a very traditional guy when it comes to food, and she is not. Well, she's not a guy at all. But
Thank you for saying that. I think the audience appreciates the clarification.
but yeah, she likes to try exotic food. I like to try familiar. So we've been trying to work that out, and so that's
Compromise.
maybe like cut into a little bit of our time together. But overall, I think we managed to make it work because we still talked while each of us ate.
Yeah, we went to the restaurants together, so
Yeah, we did.
Still,
It's
still a good time.
except for that one time where someone was smoking, but it was.
Well, we got our food to go.
We did, yes. So go ahead and babble about everything that you wanted to tell the audience. You're the guest, so feel free to put yourself on a pedestal and
I'm not good
puff
at doing
yourself
that.
up and everything.
I'm not good at doing that.
Well, you were the one that said you wanted to do more than 2.
But I was just gonna say everything and leave it at that.
Oh. Well, can you try to name at least 2 things?
Well, the water park was wonderful. I very much enjoyed that. It's been ages since I had been there, and I'm not very good at living in the moment, but things like that really helped me to live in the moment more, doing all those slides and the lazy river and all those things. So it was very, very nice to have that time, not only to enjoy the moment more, but also be around good friends. And obviously, I adored getting to give a tour of the University of Oklahoma, which is my alma mater. Oh, it's a beautiful campus, and I love showing it off. Beautiful art, architecture, very cultural experience.
Yeah, I will agree that those were great. But before I get into mine, could you clarify, in case some members of my audience didn't go to college, could you clarify to them what you mean by alma mater? Assuming we didn't say that in the previous take.
So alma mater, it literally means nurturing mother, and that refers to the university that you graduated from.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's where I earned my psychology degree.
Very nice. So my highlights of the trip were, I did like the water park as well. It was quite fun, but I think I liked it for different reasons than she did. For me, you guys all know I'm a big advocate for body positivity. I love any chance I can get to just say like, hey, this is the body God gave me, this is the body she gave me, and we're not ashamed of it, and we want to promote people just having more like, hey, you know what, God didn't make a mistake, we're temples of the Holy Spirit, that kind of stuff. And one of the best places to be body positive without it being like some kind of perverted sexual place like a strip club is the water park, where like pretty much everyone is in swimsuits. And I just really appreciated having that time where I could just feel like I was happy with my body, and it looked like you were pretty happy with yours at the water park, and seeing so many other people like that and not feeling like it was sexual in the slightest was amazing.
Yeah.
And I also really liked, there was one moment where our camera woman had to take a phone call, or a video call I should say, and she and I had some time to sort of have some one-on-one time. And we were able to talk about some things that were bothering us. I got to express a little bit about what's been going on in my life, and I won't speak for her, but I think she got to say a few things that were on her mind as well.
Yes.
And we had a good hugging session, and it felt like it was one of the most profound bonding moments I've ever had with you. Like, I know we've had some great talks on the phone, but this feels like, you know, actually being there in person and
talking deeply.
Yeah. And I even like redirected her hand so that it was against my heartbeats, because I thought that would calm her down more. And I'm actually kind of afraid of people touching my chest because I was abused in the chest area in the past. So that was like my way of telling her that I trusted her.
Yeah.
And so I think that was also a nice healing moment. And my overall thoughts on the trip were I see it as it's a great way to prove that miracles can happen, but also that they can happen more than once.
Yes.
And it's great knowing that you're real and you're not just a voice that's coming out of my ear.
Well, I could say the same thing about you. You're a real person and not just some kind of AI deepfake.
Well, I think I'm such a unique person that no AI could replicate me. I don't dare you to try, but if someone never does try, I can probably pick out all the differences.
I've seen some pretty weird AI deepfakes, so maybe, especially after about a year, maybe.
Well, I suppose I should clarify to you guys that I will never use AI-generated content for my YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Everything will either be me editing or more likely her once she gets hired. But I'm going to make sure that a real person is working on my videos.
Yes.
So do you have any closing thoughts that you'd like to give to the audience? Because this is going to be the last thing we're going to show them before the video ends.
Well, there's so many thoughts that I could go to, but let's just summarize by saying that I am so glad that we got this time, and that I'm really glad to be his quality control officer, because we
Quality
have
assurance assistant?
quality assurance assistant.
That sounds better.
Yes, his QAA.
Yeah.
That's what I am, and I'm really looking forward to being able to continue to work. Even if it's at a distance, we're going to be in contact quite often for that and working together, and that's always a pleasure. And it's even more of a pleasure to do this kind of stuff in person.
Well, actually, even before I had the idea of hiring her as my
Yeah.
quality assurance assistant, I was very sad that we live so far apart. And I wish that we didn't have to do like once every 2 years to meet up. And so while it is true we probably will have to have those kinds of spaced out meetings, the quality assurance assistant job will kind of give the illusion that we're seeing each other more often.
Yeah, we'll be
Even
in
if we won't be able to
contact.
see each other, because sometimes her phone can be shaky about like video calls.
Yeah. The internet's not great.
Yeah.
Where I'm from.
Man, this turned into quite more of a soapbox than I
Yeah,
imagined.
we should probably wrap it up before the camera decides to wrap it up for us.
So I think the audience would probably appreciate all of the genuineness.
Yes, I believe you guys. If you guys are on Paul's channel, I'm sure that you do appreciate genuineness.
I go overboard trying to express how much I want to be authentic on my channel, so I think they get the picture by now.
Little.
So that was a lot of closing thoughts, but
Yes.
I think they liked them. My closing thoughts. Wait, didn't I already say that about the miracles striking twice?
Yes, you did.
I guess I would also just like to say, even I like to take vacations, and they pay off. So with that, I will say my closing phrase, and then I'll let you go ahead and share yours. So, thank you for joining us in this video. Remember to keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. I'm so glad that I was able to meet you, Esabelle, for a second time.
A second time.
And would you like to say yours to the
Yes.
audience?
Have a great day, and please remember to live nothing less than your best life.